All right, St. Louis, I want to say, first of all, not just to St. Louis, but to Alabama, Georgia, the Bahamas, New York, Shout Town in the house, Florida. Wish all of you guys a happy, wonderful Thanksgiving on the morrow. Don't eat too much turkey. Where we going today, St. Louis? It's time to go somewhere. I'm not going to keep you alone, St. Louis. I'm going to take my time. I think what's important is that we have to leave the orbit in which we're actually traveling in. In other words, if the Earth is the number 3 planet all the way to Neptune, that tells me there's different levels of orbit in which they're traveling in. You got Mercury and you got Venus, you got the Earth, you got Mars. But what I don't believe many understand is that those orbiting planets are not out there as you perceive them to be. I believe they're in your mind. I believe your mind is encoding your entire existence. And we are so primitive in mind, one step ahead of cavemen, one step ahead of cavemen intellectually. So as a result of us being one step ahead of cavemen intellectually, we believe that we know all there is to know, and we're kind of pleased with what we know because we can't go beyond what we know based upon the power that we don't have. Once you are able to come to the understanding of what power is awaiting you, and once you tap into that power, you begin to understand the things that many are incapable of understanding. And as a result, you're traveling light years into the future, which we can say Neptune, which is roughly one of the most distant planets there is. At one time, there was Pluto. They subsequently denounced Pluto as being a planet. But at the same time, they said that the Earth itself, number 3, it takes approximately 365 days to orbit the sun one time. The sun is approximately 93 million miles away. It takes 8 minutes to hit you. So the question is, if it takes 365 days to orbit that gravitational pull, what happens if we were as far out as Neptune, which takes 165 years to orbit the sun one time? 165 years. So in other words, we literally 164 years so far ahead of the game. But I'm one to believe that all is not as it appears. All is literally, unquestionably, undoubtedly in your mind. You're encoding it. It doesn't appear that it is due to the fact that your mind hasn't evolved enough to understand that's what's going on. So as a result, you've accepted the lie as the truth and believe you're physical. You literally believe you are a human being. You're only a human being based upon your low-level mind, and that will make you a human being. But as you grow in mind, you will become more of a spirit. And the more you grow, the more perfected your light becomes. And the more perfected your life becomes, the more you deflect darkness. As I said earlier, they talked about the asteroid. They talked about sending a rocket to deflect that asteroid. That's literally on a trajectory towards Earth. I don't know exactly how far it is from Earth, but it might be approximately 50 to 70 to 80 years, if not longer. But if we don't do anything to stop the trajectory of that asteroid towards Earth, it's going to eventually hit Earth, and it's the size of a football field in diameter. I'm one to believe that based upon what they're doing in order to deflect that asteroid or remove it from its orbit, the mind has the ability to do just that. In other words, your mind has the ability to deflect darkness. In other words, if you're living in a low-level orbit, but yet there are so many high-level orbits, that means that the closer you are to the Earth, or the closer you are to the sun, it's going to cause you to get pulled into the sun's gravitational pull, and as a result, it's going to cause you to decay. And the reason you're decaying is you're too close to that darkness. So what must happen is what we must begin to understand. We must strengthen in mind. And as a result, the knowledge, the power will cause us to literally warp space and time. And as a result of warping space and time, we will literally encode the deeper truth at the micro level. And as a result, we will begin to see the world with new eyes. I'm beginning to believe that we don't die as we consider ourselves to die. I believe that we're going to sleep, meaning it's a great deal of darkness in which we are encountering. And as a result of us encountering the darkness, I'm believing that the more darkness you encounter, the sooner they're going to put you in a grave, because you're not going to be able to interact with those that have a little more light. And as a result, you're going to decay, or shall I say perish. But I'm one to believe that if we can reach a higher level of awareness and consciousness, we can reverse the laws of thermodynamics that's causing us to perish. But yet, many don't have the ability to comprehend and or understand that they are capable of reaching a higher level of awareness. We must fight for our lives, because if we don't, all will remain the same. You will be born, you go to school, get a job, get married, have kids, go to a nursing home, and then go to the grave. And that cycle has continued itself ever since we've known ourselves. The time has come for us to break that cycle. And in order to break the cycle, we must strengthen in mind. And as a result of strengthening in mind, we could literally stop time. And as a result of stopping time, we're stopping death. I know many of you don't understand me, but trust me, you must seek to understand what I'm saying, because if you don't, you're going to be on a path or trajectory thinking you're having fun, but yet you're dying every day and don't even know it. Till next time, remember, there's a brother that loves you like no other. It doesn't make a difference if you black, blue, green, or polka dot. I still love you. May God bless you all. And remember, take that mountain. Once you get there, your light will turn on. May God bless you all. God bless. Come on, St. Louis, the time is now. Take that mountain.